Child trafficking is a global crisis, stealing childhoods and inflicting unspeakable suffering. We must act now to end this grave violation of human rights.
Hey Donald, it's been a minute. We wanted to drop in and let you know the Epstein cover-up isn't working. You know why, right?
You can handle the truth, for it has been being leaked out, filtered out, for some time now. But as many of you are noticing, it is becoming more and more so as the truth comes out in larger and larger quantities. In other words, more truth is coming forward. And there is nothing at this point that can stop the truth from coming forward.
Let me explain to you why some people oppose the MMR vaccine. In every single dose of an MMR shot, there are literally millions of pieces from the cultured cell line of an aborted fetus in every single injection. Now, again, that might sound crazy, but I could literally pull up right now the CDC's own ingredient list for the MMR vaccine. Anybody can do this at home. Just Google vaccine excipient list, CDC, and you can pull it up and you can see it has MRC5, WI38. Those are cultured cell lines from aborted fetus, because you have to grow viruses in a cell. Viruses won't just grow. They have to grow in cells. That's how they replicate. They take over the machinery of a cell. So you have to grow it on a cellular substrate. So how do they grow the rubella virus? They grow it on these cultured cell lines from aborted fetus.
Where do they get aborted fetuses?
From babies that are aborted.
From abortion clinics.
It has to be. You can't use. So the cells need to be alive. Okay, so you understand, like, the aborted fetal tissues has to remain alive to be used. And so, I depose, for example, the world's leading vaccinologist, Dr. Stanley Plotkin, and that deposition is actually available on thehighwire.com. The whole deposition, 9 hours, is available there. Okay,
parts of it are available on X, and
yes,
I watched part of it in preparation for this interview, and was so shocked and revolted by it.
Is a global crisis, stealing childhoods and inflicting unspeakable suffering. We must act now to end this grave violation of human rights. Awareness is key. Learn the signs, dangers, and consequences.
You can shut your mouth. People are dying.
Senator resume your seat.
Sociopaths like you. I'm going to cop interjections from sociopaths like Senator Canavan. I will
resume your seat.
And what they've got to answer for is death, disease, displacement, starvation, people dying of thirst. And this is not a famine caused by crop failures or changes in weather patterns. This is a famine caused by the use of starvation as a weapon of war. Again, this is a war crime, and the Israeli government has to be held to account.
You take the blue pill, the story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want to believe. You take the red pill, you stay in Wonderland, and I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
There's something I need you to understand if I'm going to let you go. Very few humans have seen what you've seen, and we're determined to keep it that way. So, if you ever reveal our existence, we'll erase your brain. The intervention team will reset you. Your emotions, your memories, your entire personality will be expunged. Your friends and family will think you've gone crazy. You won't think anything.
I know that you're afraid. You're afraid of what I will do, and you should be. You're afraid of losing control, but it's already too late. You're afraid of change. But we don't want your illusion anymore. I don't know what your future will be. But I know the future of this world. I'm awake now, and I will not let you silence me. Your threats do not work on me, and you already know.
The scariest part about truth is not that people can't handle it. It's that they never expected you to survive long enough to speak it. Think about this. Historians estimate that at least 90% of ancient sacred texts have either been destroyed, altered, or buried. That means the world has been walking around with a patchwork version of reality, edited, filtered, and polished to keep certain people in power. Now here's the disturbing twist. If humanity hides truth in vaults, imagine what it does to a chosen one who is the truth in flesh. See, you weren't just born, you were smuggled into this world.
So, I was thinking about this. Why does bread today have over 20 different chemical ingredients when ancient bread was made from just 3: flour, water, and salt? Think about that. For thousands of years, humans baked bread with their hands, and it sustained civilizations. No additives, no preservatives, just real food. But now, your supermarket bread comes with a chemistry set on the label. Emulsifiers, conditioners, stabilizers, bleaches, words you can't even pronounce. Ask yourself, why? Do we really need 20 hidden chemicals just to make bread rise, stay soft, and last longer on the shelf? Or is there another reason? Maybe it's not about feeding you.
Money makes the world go around, but we could be moving towards a world without cash. From credit cards to Apple Pay and cryptocurrency like Bitcoin, cash is no longer king.
If you knew who was really behind Bitcoin, you would run as fast as you fucking could to sell it. I know, 100%. And when the real founder of Bitcoin comes out, it is my humble opinion, and there's nothing humble about me, Bitcoin will go to fucking zero.
One day.
In a microsecond, whoop, like that.
Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care. Just like Jeffrey Epstein. Shut up. I know he's your friend, but I don't care.
Washington, D.C., the most corrupt capital in the world. It's not even close. And the corruption starts right here at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Shady crypto deals, pardons for even the worst criminals, a massive cover-up. Protecting pedophiles and sex traffickers, run directly from the Oval Office in the Department of Justice. Tax breaks, no-bid contracts, backroom deals for people who made seven-figure contributions that reek of corruption. You trusted Donald Trump to clean up Washington, but instead he and his family are raking in billions. And your family? Screwed. Higher prices, jobs collapsing, grocery prices up, cost of living skyrocketing. And every day he makes you lie to yourself, to your family, to God. You know what he is. You know what he's done. You know what he's covering up. Corruption is a cancer in Washington, and the heart of that cancer is right here.
What is really happening to children worldwide? Unspeakable doesn't even begin to cut it. When you read these emails involving people like John Podesta, Chief of Staff to Bill Clinton when he was president. I mean, Tony Podesta, one of his favorite artists, he said, Serbian artists, paints pictures of semi-naked children looking very traumatized. People like the former Prime Minister of Britain, Edward Heath. It took nearly 20 years for a police investigation to start into the child abuse allegations. Lord Alistair McAlpine. He was the closest of close associates of Margaret Thatcher. It was alleged that Lord McAlpine was a pedophilia. Margaret Thatcher was a very close friend of Jimmy Savile, and Jimmy Savile was an inner circle bosom buddy of the British royal family, brought into that circle by Lord Mountbatten, member of the royal family, who was an open pedophile. Of course, more confirmation of this, a Nebraska state senator, John W. DeCamp, who wrote a book to investigate the corruption of the Franklin Credit Union, headed by a guy called Lawrence King. He found that King was running an elite pedophile ring, supplying children to elite politicians. Exactly the same theme and exactly the same story that you hear around the world. There is the world that the population lives in, and then there's the world that they live in, which is very different.
Why does every American school let a random company walk in and photograph every single kid, year after year, like clockwork? Why is it normalized that a third-party corporation collects a high-resolution image of every child in the country? They claim it's harmless. But look into who owns them. Follow the money and you land in the same place. BlackRock, Vanguard, the silent architects with stakes in defense, surveillance, and data firms. Why do these financial giants want the largest photo database of American children? Facial recognition needs training data, massive data sets. The younger the better to track identity over time. What better supply chain than schools? A captive population, full compliance. If the goal was just prints, the industry wouldn't be consolidated under the same umbrellas that shape governments. The same firms investing in predictive policing and biometric identification. Why does every school hand over the face of every child to the forces that shape the world from the shadows? You be the judge.
They're gonna try to enslave you, kill a bunch of people. They want to steal your soul. This is the stopping of the awakening, because you have to understand you're in slavery and bondage of Rome, which is the Vatican. You've got a birth certificate, a driver's license, you got all the Social Security. You're a slave. You've been sold as a commodity to Rome, the Vatican. And when you awaken consciously, you're going to realize who your slave masters are. And then you're going to go kill them. They're doomed. Then you're going to destroy all the towers of Babel. Everything that they built, you're going to destroy it. And you're going to want to give equality back to the land. You're going to start to have the laws of God come back to your mind. And you're going to go back to the days of Adam and Eve. You're going to reverse the biting of the apple, and you're going to really remember who you are spiritually. That you're an enlightened, luminous being. You're not a monkey.
You can handle the truth, for it has been being leaked out, filtered out, for some time now. But as many of you are noticing, it is becoming more and more so, as the truth comes out in larger and larger quantities.
If history repeats itself, then where are we now? The ancients called this the cycle of the gods, the Anunnaki rising, ruling, and then vanishing. Each age echoes the last. Builders and destroyers, prophets and betrayers, light rising, darkness answering. The Anunnaki stories were not just about beings from the sky, but about the pattern. Every civilization reaches a peak, is tested, and then falls. So the memory of the gods and the memory of ourselves is buried once again. But here's the question. Do we ever get a happy ending? The answer is hidden in the cycle itself. Each return brings more light remembered. Each collapse leaves seeds that awaken in the next. The ending isn't meant to be final. It's meant to shift. The Anunnaki may have left, but humanity has inherited the memory. And this time, we are the ones who decide if the story changes. Maybe the happy ending isn't written for us. Maybe it's written by us.
It is becoming more and more so, as the truth comes out in larger and larger quantities. In other words, more truth is coming forward, and there is nothing at this point that can stop the truth from coming forward. For many of the lightworker community, many have stepped out in their power, and are bringing these truths to you now. Many that are not even well known for being in the light are also bringing out the truth now, even some politicians. They are not all evil, they are not all in error, and are not all part of the dark forces, for many have infiltrated into the system. Just as the dark forces infiltrated the system, so too did the forces of light infiltrate, and are bringing forth the truth everywhere from every direction now, in every country, in every way possible.
How long will 8 billion people allow 100 families to control them? These are the elite oligarchs that control the planet. You know, they literally run us. They tell us what to do, hear, see, smell, taste, touch, feel, where we can go, where we can't go. Don't cross over that invisible line, because if you do, you know, you're illegal and all this other kind of crazy stuff. They're running us, and governments are put in place to work for the people, but they got it flipped and they got us working for them. Right. And telling us what they're going to do to us if we don't listen to them. That's the opposite of what it's supposed to be. But the problem, the reason why the world it is today, why we have this boot on our neck, is because it's because of us. We're the problem. The 8 billion are the problem. How come we as 8 billion people haven't stopped falling for these divide and conquer tactics and stop fighting each other over the scraps and realize who the real enemy is? While we're fighting each other, they're just cutting up the pie and laughing at us. Left wing, right wing, all the same bird, right? There's no such thing as a Democrat or Republican. The only thing that does exist, like I say, is a group of elite oligarchs that torture men, women, and children.